Alright, so I finally finished my first devlog. Now I can start working on the game again and probably release a second one in 1 or 2 weeks. That shouldn't be a problem at all. Well, anyway. Hello there and welcome to the second devlog of my rock paper scissors RPG, which to this date doesn't have a name yet. I have not been inactive during this time and have been working on finalizing the gameplay and also the very first area of my game, which I called the Harmony Hills. To finish this area, I focused on these 4 main aspects to make it complete. I had already added a lot of content so players can encounter a variety of enemies and environments. Then I wanted to immerse the player into this world, so I tried my best to make it feel as alive as possible. Third, the players should be able to interact with the world and the environment should react to the player's actions. Fourth and most importantly, I added fishing, because every good game needs to incorporate this in some way or form. To start off, the area Harmony Hills can be divided into 4 areas. There is the main road going through the area, connecting the starting point with the frog village, and along the way the player can encounter a total of 8 enemies. On the left side of the hills area lies the bandit camp. This place is much darker and has a thicker atmosphere when compared to the normal hills area. Here bandits patrol around constantly, so players can either fight them head-on or sneak between their tents through their hideout. Deep into the camp lies the chief's tent. He is one of 2 mini-bosses I created for the hills area, and defeating Hawk the bandit chief can be quite difficult, but gets rewarded with an armor players can equip. The second subzone, Windmill Fields, are filled with flowery vegetation and swarms of butterflies with the creaking sounds of the windmills in the background. But players should watch out where they step when traversing this area, because there are flower pythons hidden between these flowers, which only reveal their appearance once it's too late. In the heart of this area resides the flower cobra, the ruler of the fields. This creature is the second mini-boss and can only be fought if players find their way through the maze surrounding it. Once players reach the north end of the hills zone, they enter the frog village. Here I'll continue to the next point, Immersion, and how I wanted to achieve this. The world should feel alive, and so should the NPCs. I try to have as much as possible to move, and for the frogged NPCs, they turn their head towards the player and can be talked to. Of great importance are the sounds of the game. So to demonstrate, here is the gameplay without sound. And here an example where I turned the sound back on. Now, the world should not only feel alive, but also react to the player's actions, and I try to implement this as much as possible. An example for that would be flocks of birds that fly away when the player gets too close, or just chests that get opened by the player. I've also given the players the ability to hit stuff, so they can engage in battle if they hit an enemy, or even just destroy bushes when they swing their sword. Now we've come to my favorite mechanic of the game, fishing. Players can gain the ability to fish by talking to this NPC here, the fisher frog, which will teach the player on how to fish properly. Fishing is not very difficult, it works like in most other games. When you walk past the body of water and you see fishes inside, you can get closer to it and start fishing. You just wait until a fish has bitten on the rod, and once you see the exclamation mark pop up, you push any button to start the struggle with the fish. And then in this minigame you have to try to land in the bright green area to have the most probability to succeed and catch the fish. Of course, to make it more engaging for players to go fishing, I created many different species of fish they could find. Some are rarer, some are more difficult to catch than others, and some give a higher health boost if eaten by the player. I displayed them all here just to give this variety, to give further motivation to go fishing and maybe catch them all. So we've come to the end of this second devlog. I thank you very much for watching, and any type of criticism or feedback is highly appreciated. I'll try to do a third devlog, not too far into the future, and there I'll talk about the Stinger dungeon, which I have already programmed and created, which is located inside this cave entrance of the Frog Village. Anyway, I wish you a great week, take care and ciao.